33% of all people living with some form of diabetes have a cardiovascular comorbidity, which is massive, like you said.
Big number. It's a big number. And, you know, a lot of that is probably due to poorly controlled diabetes. So I would argue that if somebody's listening and they've got diabetes, and they think, oh shit, it's my fate, I'm gonna suffer a heart attack or a stroke or something. Not necessarily. That number is generally, I mean, there's probably studies looking exactly at this, but looking at like HbA1c over a certain point or average blood glucose over a certain point, those kinds of things will increase your risk. But I would argue that if you can have well-controlled diabetes and your diet is one that's aligned with reducing risk of cardiovascular disease, you've got there's a bright future. I don't think we have to like be really scared about that fact, despite it being 33%, which it is probably. But it is a scary number. Like, think of 1 in 3, man. That's a scary thought, you know?
And the reason that is it's kind of like a perfect storm with diabetes, because you've got your glucose in your blood circulating. If you've got high blood pressure, if you've got high cholesterol, all of those 3 things together are wearing away at your blood vessels. I think, you know, when I say that, it's probably, as you say, it does sound very scary, but if that's why we want you to try and maintain your glucose control as tight as possible, because over time, it's like you know, all those motivational speakers when they say, if you win the hour, you know, you win the day. If you win the day, you win the week. If you win the week, you win the year. If you get enough years, you win the life, or you achieve what you want to achieve. It's the same thing with diabetes, isn't it? You know, if you can maintain that tight control over a long period of time, you reduce those risk of those complications.
Exactly. And even if it's not really tight control and like perfectly in range, think about stepwise, just get a little bit better every 3 months or every year, whatever it is. You set your own goals, but don't be completely obsessed with the numbers. Look at the other dietary and lifestyle things that can improve your health, because it's so easy to get hyper focused on the numbers when you have diabetes, because you're constantly tracking your glucose and your insulin. We know these numbers. How many grams of carbs did I eat today? How many units of insulin did I give? What is my blood glucose? What's my A1C? It's so data driven, when if you just focus on that and you forget about the bigger picture, which is what we've already spoken about: exercise, non-exercise physical activity, sleep, stress, all of these different factors can also improve your health long term, independent of your diabetes health, so to speak.